love watching the birds out my back window and pondering things like, why in the world did I choose the month with all of the Black Friday shopping deals to do a no credit challenge? Well, I did, and I'm here to tell you how my 30 days of no shopping went. Hi, I'm Amy over at aimforcreativelife.com, where I blog about intentional creative living and post a few recipes as I try to navigate raising a healthy family with multiple food intolerances and other special considerations. Like I mentioned before, November might be the worst time to do a 30-day spending freeze. While it was a challenge, I definitely had to ignore those sales emails and unsubscribe and delete a lot of them immediately, and also just recycle all of the ads that came to my mailbox right away. But there were some benefits to having it happen in November. For instance, at the very end of the shopping challenge, when my own fridge was empty, we hopped in the van and drove 8 hours to spend Thanksgiving with my mom, who was amazing and prepared a Thanksgiving turkey and ham and all the other good food. So it was a little easier not spending for that last week because of that. So at the end of October, when I approached my husband about this idea, and I wanted him to join me doing 30 days of no credit and try to get him on board. It took some convincing, but after a few minutes he said, well, why don't we just do this every month? And then I was the one going, whoa, hold on. Because the way I have shopped in the past at the grocery stores is every week I would go to Giant where they would have meat sales half off, or maybe organic yogurt and that kind of thing that I put in the kids' lunch boxes. That would be half off. And I just felt like if I don't get the sales every week, that I would probably not save any money. So I didn't like that idea at all. And at the end of this challenge, I'm coming around to believing that it would be better if I only shopped once a month for the entire month. We use mint.com to look at our finances, and we were definitely in the green, so that was good. We did have some unexpected financial, emergency issues with one of our vehicles, so we had to get multiple things fixed, and then some other things came up that we did spend for because they were either emergency, health, or pre-scheduled things like babysitting dates and that kind of thing. In the grand scheme of it, financially, we weren't really able to save a lot, but at least we didn't go in the red. And so that was definitely a success. Another really surprising way that we did save, it didn't even cross my mind when I started this challenge, but I saved a lot of time because, like I said, every week that I would go shopping, I would bounce from store to store, from Giant for the meat sales to Aldi for the basics, and then Walmart for the other things that I couldn't find at those stores. I would end up spending about 2.5 hours a week. And granted, I do really enjoy shopping, kind of like a leisure, enjoyable experience to me, but after a month of not doing that and just feeling like, hey, I have a lot of time on my hands that I didn't before. There's always stuff to do. There's always ways to use that time. But feeling like I had been given time that previously I felt like I didn't have enough time to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. That was amazing. So I did end up agreeing with my husband that I would like to continue this practice of not shopping throughout the month. So at the beginning of December, we came home from visiting my family to an empty fridge, which it was great because it was sparkling clean because I was able to clean it out as it emptied out. There was one day in particular at the middle to end where it was really hard. I was pacing the kitchen, just feeling like really deprived because every time I opened up my fridge, it was pretty empty. Now the reality was I had lots of food available to me. It was just out of sight. So my brain was just kind of panicking, and I was like, oh man, what did I get us into? We have to wait until Thanksgiving and when we can go mooch off my mom. Our snack supply had dwindled, using it up in the kids' lunch boxes, and I was just really struggling with not seeing the abundance that I was used to. Like I said, I knew that we really had it, either canned food or frozen food, or maybe dried beans or whatever's in the pantry, but because I didn't see it where I normally look in the fridge, it was just affecting me. So there was that hump to get over, but working through it and not panicking and not breaking my word, I think was really an accomplishment. And so I'm proud of our family for doing this together. I think it brought us closer together, like my husband and me being on the same page, seeing some financial goals accomplished, and really just teaching our family the values that we want to have. My experience last month was just really refreshing. Not only did I find it really exciting to have about 9 to 10 hours back of my time, I really felt like it was a good mental exercise in figuring out how to make things work without just compulsively buying. There was an instance when my son needed some jeans for a school program, and I asked around, can anybody loan us jeans? Because with my son's sensory issues, he doesn't find jeans comfortable. I didn't want to have to buy them for one event. But in the end, he ended up missing the program anyway, so if we had bought those jeans, it would have been a waste. So I'm thankful that worked out. I did my own haircut, and I'll link that video, as well as just wearing my husband's sweaters instead of buying myself new ones. The funny thing is, even though I had the desire to go shopping and get some winter boots or these jackets, I actually looked underneath the guest bed and I pulled out an under the bed storage tub, and I actually found this shirt and some other shirts were winter clothes, a few sweaters, as well as the winter boots that I'd put on my mental list of things I wanted to get. So that was kind of cool to just be surprised by actually having what I need, but not realizing it because time had passed and I just lost track of what I owned. Another way that I had to figure out how not to spend money was when my phone case, which I had just gotten, cracked and I couldn't go buy a new one, but I really needed it to be functioning. So I used a hot glue gun to just make it more durable around the edges so that it would not only stay on, but be more protective in case of another fall. So I felt pretty good about that. And besides it being a great exercise for personal development, I really saw my kids getting the idea that life didn't have to be about immediate gratification. We would tell them, no, we're not buying stuff this month. And they got the idea that, not everybody can always just have what they want immediately. So I think that was really good for them. So whenever they wanted something and I didn't want to just like dash their hopes, I would tell them, well, that's a really good goal. Let's write it down and let's figure out how you can earn the money to get it for yourself. So it wasn't like a doom and gloom kind of experience for them. And they had some of their own savings, and I did allow them, like if they wanted some french fries, they could buy it for themselves instead of me doing it. So that was a good experience for them to realize, and they're 5 and 7, so I don't think they really fully understand the value of $1 yet, but that was a good experience for them. And personally, there were a few times that was really hard for me to wait for what I wanted too. I was in Costco for a prescription for my daughter, and just to kill time waiting for that to get filled, we walked through the aisles, which I tell you we should not do because it is hard for me to pass up those bright sales signs and seeing good deals on stuff that I would have liked to get and not being able to. That was a little bit, that I shouldn't have put myself through that. However, she loves going through and having the samples, and since our home is gluten-free, but she can have gluten, that's one place where she can indulge in the treats that normally her brother couldn't have or I couldn't have. So we were going through the aisles and I just really wanted to buy honey. Costco has the best price for raw honey, and I was out and I put it in my decaf green tea like every day, and I was having a sore throat and I really wanted to buy it, and I was trying to rationalize in my mind, can't I get this for health? Well, I just knew that if I was doing that, that would really not be a necessity, whereas medicine and things to keep our vehicles safe were a necessity. So I chose not to do that, but that and toothpaste was another thing that I really was trying to rationalize, oh, I could probably get away with this and it probably wouldn't be a problem. But I wanted to be fully committed, and so I told myself no. And another thing that I wanted to do is, and I ran out of time to do it, but it also would have been stepping out of the no shopping challenge, would have been buying glass spice jars, because I have some ideas for gifts and I didn't have the spice jars before the start of the no spend challenge, and then I was going to be seeing the family members and I wanted to give them this gift I had planned on, and I didn't get it done. So I just had to choose to say it's okay. They want to see me and they're not looking for gifts anyway, even though I enjoy giving gifts. So that was another moment of maybe a little bit of discomfort of like, I don't like that I have to be limited. But I think it's a really good experience because in today's day and age where generally speaking, a lot of people have more financial freedom, you can just forget about the need for self-control and not get in too much trouble. So that was a practice that was just a good reminder that, hey, not everybody can spend whenever they want. And the more that I'm conservative, we can put our money where we really find the most value, and also having the freedom to be generous when we see somebody who has a big need is definitely something that my husband and I want to model for our kids. So now I have a different approach for the month of December, being really intentional about the month as a whole. I'm going to spend the first week hitting the sales and the regular stock up items. I have plenty of meat in the freezer still, so I don't really need to stock up on a lot of that, except when I find a really, really good deal, then I'll buy that. So to restock the fridge, I've got my fresh fruit, my veggies, the milk that our family will need, and I'm confident that this next month will be a success, even though we will be buying different gifts and stuff this month. So I'm excited, like I said, for this next month and just a new habit being formed and just viewing shopping differently instead of as a weekly thing we do as a way to get what we need rather than filling that desire to have what we want immediately. I really feel like this will help my life in general not feel so chaotic and busy because I will have a plan of action, more time, and maybe more financial savings. From now on, we're really just going to spend with intentionality, cut out the unnecessary things, and plan for more intentional experiences with our kids rather than little things here and there at the Dollar Tree. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about my experience, and that if you're considering it, or maybe you never thought of it, that you would consider a 30-day no shopping challenge and really feel the blessings of an intentional, creative life. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe below if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video is up. I would love to hear from you in the comments below because your engagement is just really encouraging to us creators, and it really helps small YouTubers to grow. I hope you have a great day. Thanks for spending time with me. See you later.